So everybody's asking, when are interest rates going to start going down? Well, the only time that they can go down is effectively during an FOMC meeting or during an emergency meeting, but more likely it's the FMOC. So the Fed fund rate right now is 5.25 to 5.5. I think it's going to come down about 1/4 to 0.5% in September, and that's going to put us at the 4.75 to 5.25. I think this is going to come down by about 1/4 each time they meet. So I think we're going to end up somewhere in the 4.25 to 4.75 by the end of this year. So why would they start reducing the interest rate? Well, the real reason is economic conditions are not doing as well as what we all thought. There were 818,000 jobs that we found out don't exist that we thought were created over the last 12 months, and that's due to a revision in the labor and statistics. We've had an inverted yield curve for now almost 2 years. That's usually an indication that a recession is going to start. We're also seeing that the unemployment rate has now started to tick up. We've come up from our unemployment low of 3.4%, and we're now climbing, and we're at 4.3%. Generally, when that starts to go up, when we see an inversion in the yield curve, and when we start to see the jobs revisions to the negative, that's a good indication that a recession is probably on its way. So the Fed has a dual mandate: keep stable prices, so that's why we target about 2% inflation, and keep maximum employment. So by raising interest rates, that helps slow down the inflation. So that's why we're now at about 2.9% inflation. So we're getting close to that target of 2%. But now the concern is there may start to be layoffs and people may not be hiring as many people. So to stimulate the economy, the Fed then reduces interest rates to help people borrow more money, to spend more money. That spending becomes somebody else's income, and that gives somebody a job. So then more people are getting hired to then produce whatever those goods or services are. The unemployment then goes back down. The problem is that it's basically a cycle. As you boost employment, you boost inflation. When you boost inflation, you raise interest. When you raise interest, you stifle production, and then basically people get laid off. So the Fed tries to smooth out that boom-bust cycle as much as possible, and the only problem is when you start reducing interest rates or increasing interest rates, it takes over 12 months before that actually has an impact on the economy. It's kind of like a freight train. If you need 2 miles to stop the train, but you see a car on the track a mile away, you try to reduce the impact as much as possible, but you know it's still going to happen a mile down the track or a year down the track, or whatever it is. It just takes too long to avoid that issue. But they'll do what they can to try to mitigate and minimize the impact to the overall economy and everybody else. If you would like to become more financially literate, please subscribe. I cover a lot of topics such as how to save money, how to make more money, how to invest. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Have a great day.